The New York Jets put out a three-part documentary last night revealing new info on Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields, and so much more. We're going to break it down. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Evie.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And people, this is not a drill. The full New York Jets schedule comes out tonight at 8 o'clock. We will not have a live show this evening. There'll be some other matters happening around that time. I'm sure we'll get into that before the show's over. So we will have a full breakdown on Thursday morning show talking about the schedule. And at 3 o'clock, me and Woody will pick our top 5 favorite games for circling. And plus, of course, the tailgate extravaganza. We'll get into that as well. All of that cooking here on the program. Let's address some of the fans, baby, for a lot happening. Here on the show. I see we got some memberships being gifted from the high heavens, and boy, do you love to see it, baby. So let's catch up on some of that. What about Mother Effing Chew gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership? There we go, baby. And look at this, J-Boy gifting a 10-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. And every time we get gifted 5 memberships or more, we hear from a special someone.
That's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Sure are, AG. We are built for this. And I think you guys are going to get fired up by a lot of the AG commentary that's about to come through your ear holes here on the program, which is pretty gosh darn cool, to be honest. I thought the Jets did a wonderful job on this documentary, and there's some cool stuff in there, so I can't wait to break that all down. First off, MFC, you're up to 8 raffle tickets so far this month, brother. We appreciate it. And our boy J-Boy's up to 109 triple digits, baby, here on the show. Let's reveal all the new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate you guys. MFC, your membership went to Mr. Bozak122. J-Boy, your 10 memberships went to Flight Boys 2.0 Slim God, David Hall Jr., Adriano Blocks, Big Green, welcome back. Who's Your Daddy? Duhan, Dave from New Brunswick, he's back. NY Jets Indy, Manny Diaz 23, Salem. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to you all from raining from the high heavens. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. Pretty cool. Let me update the banner as well down here to highlight J-Boys 109 hitting us on the banner. Appreciate you. And there you go. The banner and scrolling ticker are now updated there below. So there's a lot happening here on the program. And Scott, you asked me to swing this hat around, and I'll tell you this. This is me getting old. Okay, you see the silver whiskers in the beard? I can't wear flat hats forward anymore. It makes me look like an idiot. I don't know why when I was a young hip kid I said, that's the coolest thing. I prefer the flex hat. This particular hat is a flat brim. That's the only reason it's not turned around. Because it's sort of obvious. I'm wearing the Celtics garb for tonight as the Celtics do one thing. And let me tell you something, Scott. Let me tell you something. Do you know how to eat an elephant, Scott? Do you? A lot of people don't. One bite at a time, baby. The Celtics are down 3-1. But they can't win all 3 games tonight. What they can win is 1. They win 1, and then you stack those bricks. And we see what happens. And hopefully the bricks are not the 3-pointers the Celtics sometimes miss. Hopefully not those bricks. And we climb our way back into this series. So we'll see what happens. That's the only reason. I'm not hiding anything. I just look stupid with a flat brim hat. Again, I thought I was cool when I was younger. I obviously was not. And Jared B says it might be the last chance I have to wear those colors. That could be true. I mean, I'm Boy Green, so I'm sure green will continue to be a part of my decor. But nonetheless, I'm picking up what you're putting down, people. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, let's do this. Let's get into some of these documentary footage. Again, shout out to the New York Jets. They released a 3-part New York Jets documentary last night. Off-season Chapter 1, Off-season Chapter 2, and, well, Off-season Chapter 3. And there were some pretty moving things from AG during this documentary that I think should reinstill confidence that he's the right guy for the job. And again, I know no games have been played yet, obviously. Yes, that is clear. Obviously, no games have been played, so a lot of people will be like, well, I will believe, they say out there in the universe, that I will believe when wins happen. Call me back when that happens. And I know a lot of people are going to be like that, and fair enough. Fair enough. If that is your modus operandi, then so be it. But for me, what I love about the off seasons in the NFL is we're all 0-0. We're all undefeated. The hope is high. Hope is eternal. And this is the moment where we hype ourselves up. I don't know about all you, but I'll speak for myself. I hype myself up going, oh, yeah, this is a year, baby. We could do this. We could do this. And then all of a sudden we're making noise, baby, and making it happen. So I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. Now, before we even get to this footage, let me say this right off the top. Yesterday, the New York Jets cut Thomas Morstead, the punter. And I'm going to be honest, that one hurt, man. Thomas has joined this show, believe it or not, about a dozen times, 12 times. He's the most prominent current former Jets player that's ever joined my show. In terms of quantity, in terms of the amount of times, Thomas Morstead's number one. He didn't have to do that. I don't officially work for the Jets. I'm not officially on the beat by any means. And he didn't have to do these things, but he did. We got to know each other. He's a family man. He actually encouraged me and my fiance to have another child, which ends up being PE3. I always wanted to, but after having one and the difficulties of having a baby for us and our family, we weren't sure if we were going to go for a second whack at the apple. And I have spoken a lot to Thomas Morstead on camera, off camera. And he was a big advocate as a father of, I believe, 5 is what he's up to now, going for 6. That he just really encouraged me. So it was cool to have fun football X's and O's conversation. It was good to chop it up about the locker room or this or that, and family was really important. Now, there's a lot of clips I'm about to play you from AG that has me fired up. Roster construction. What are we looking for players in the draft? How he put his coaching staff together. There's a lot of fascinating clips here you guys are about to hear from the documentary or documentaries that really inspired me, no doubt. But one of the moves that leaves me scratching my head, quite frankly, is the Jets dumping Thomas Morstead. And the thing is, sure, do they save $2.5 million? I guess. But at the end of the day, everything is not an accounting note. It's not on just a sheet of paper. Who the hell is this? We have some punter making $3 million. Can we get a punter making $500,000? Okay, let's save $2 million. Sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's not. And Thomas Morstead was a guy that was a leader on this team, a captain on this team. There was, before Thomas was released, there was 4 players that were 30 or older on this team. Thomas Morstead being one of them, and the oldest one. And again, sometimes it's just not about the money. Sometimes you just keep the guy for the leadership and because, well, he's pretty good. Still a pretty good punter. I don't care what people say about the stats last year. Last year was a disaster. So that's unfortunate. So I just want to say that I love Thomas Morstead. That's a decision for the Jets. I'm like, come on, man. We didn't have to do that. And now we have 2 unknown punters, Austin McNamara and Kai Korga or something like that. They signed yesterday. So, Thomas, I just want to thank you publicly on the show. I also did it on social media, but I'll thank you publicly for joining my show so many times and us getting to know each other and each other's families and things of that nature. I'll always appreciate that, and I'll never forget that. If you guys want to watch back any of those Thomas Morstead interviews, it's my playlist, Boy Green's Biggest Interviews. I've created a playlist to sort of put all my best interviews, like Mike Greenberg was a huge one on my bucket list. Current players, former players, Jerko Kotri I've talked to a few times. So, yeah, they're all in there. You guys can check that out. All right. Salute to Thomas Morstead. Hopefully he lands on his feet. Let's get to some of this footage. Let's go to this one on Aaron Glenn talking about how important it is to keep our own. You want to draft guys, develop guys, maintain guys. And Aaron Glenn talked about how important of a principle that is for this new regime of the New York Jets.
It's before talking about how good of a player he is in person more than anything. I think the one philosophy that me and Darren want to make sure is the guys that we draft here, that we raise here, that understand what it is to be a Jet. We want to keep those men here. And it was great that Sherrill was the first guy that we both put on our resume that we signed here as a true Jet.
As long as we all stick together, we all believe that we can achieve something great, we will at the end of the day.
From the outside, watching Jamie and watching his ascend over his career and then getting his opportunity this past year and really flourishing and being productive, he's athletic, he can run, and then getting in the building and talking to people, staff, players, and just hearing about his leadership and the role he plays here. It was definitely a priority of AG and I to keep him around.
He fits everything about how I see defense as far as playing. He's fast, he's physical, he's violent. He loves football. He's highly competitive. He endears himself to his teammates. And man, just hearing him talk, you can clearly see that those are the traits that he has that really fits what I want as players.
And there you go. That is AG and Darren Muji and a little bit of Jamie and Sherwood there. Now, if we're being honest, honesty is key. Well, the Jets haven't had a lot of players to resign over the years because they drafted like fruit. They drafted horribly, and thus no one to resign, and thus a lot of those first-round picks were traded. Darren Lees, Leonard Williams, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold. I mean, we could go on and on and on of all these first-round picks that they took over the last. It's actually like impressive how many first-round picks they've traded away for something over the last 10, 15 years. It's pretty wild. Actually, when I was looking it up for a story, I'm like, what in the world? Like, what are the chances? Calvin Pryor, traded. Sam Darnold, traded. Zach Wilson, traded. Leonard Williams, traded. Darren Lee, traded. Like, you go through, and you're like, good Lord. No wonder the Jets are where they're at. But I love that this new regime goes, now, wait just a minute here. Let's keep our own. And technically, Jamie and Sherwood isn't even their own. We talk about that all the time when new regimes come over and their stepdads, they're kind of trying to boss us around. They're like, what the hell? What's going on here? Jamie and Sherwood was a guy from the previous regime, a former day 3 pick, safety, converted to linebacker, one of the good finds of the Saleh Douglas regime and the development that occurred. And they made it a priority. I wasn't sure if they were going to because of the position and everything that that includes. But yeah, baby. Love that message. Hope that is the understanding moving forward and such an important piece to this puzzle. So obviously we've talked about it with Sherwood this offseason, but there's a lot of big boy conversations coming. Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. Where does Jermaine Johnson and Breece Hall fit into that mix? Important pieces to the puzzle, no doubt. So I love that from AG. There's no question about it. Absolutely love that from AG. So that's another piece to the puzzle that, like I said, you definitely have to keep in mind here as we're going through this process. All right, let's go to another one here. This is AG talking about the construction of his coaching staff and his intentionality. Again, I started off the show saying, I know the Jets haven't played any games yet. But when you hear this clip, you're going to hear it in a moment. How do you not feel so much more confident in this current regime than the one we just had in terms of the intentionality of putting this coaching staff together and what AG is looking for? Let's go to Aaron Glenn talking about putting his coaching staff together.
Breaking news for you guys. It is official. Steve Wilks will be named as the official defensive coordinator for the New York Jets.
The Jets just got a special teams coordinator, baby, Chris Banjo.
And he now has his offensive coordinator. It is Tanner Engstrand, who comes to the Jets by way of the Detroit Lions.
Man, coaches get recycled in this league a ton, and I want to really take my time and make sure that I vet every coach and make sure the things that I was looking for in the coaching staff is somewhat similar to what I'm looking for when it comes to players. But on one hand, I want to make sure there's two things that the coaches have, and one is the ability to teach. And that's who we are. We're teachers. And the best teachers are the ones that can make a complex situation and be able to teach that in a simplistic manner. And I want to be able to find guys that can do that. And the next is development. That has got to be the backbone of this organization in general, is development. And that's from guys that are sixth, seventh round picks, and you get those guys to play like their third and second round picks. Those are third round picks. You get those guys to play like their first round picks. And hopefully the first round picks, they end up wearing a gold jacket one day. So those two things are the things that I look for in coaches. And I think the guys that we have are going to do a great job of that.
Development is the backbone of this organization. How do you not hear that and say, yes, that's it? And the explanation of how he evaluates the draft, we'll actually get into a draft nugget in a moment, but the evaluation of the draft process. First round picks, hopefully wearing gold jackets. Second or third round picks are playing like first round picks. Fifth, sixth, seventh round picks are playing like second or third round picks. That is on development. And this is why I'm so confident in this Jets team this year. That while we haven't seen the coaching yet, it just seems much more competent. And we had talent last year. There's no doubt, and you're going to hear a comment from AG, which could be perceived as a potential shot at the previous regime. We can debate on that in a second. But the last regime had a ton of talent. You can't deny the talent that they had collected on the team. But the team, well, I don't know how we feel about the team element of what we saw. The team element was sort of lacking. The talent was not. The team, however, seemed to be. And that's where we got to, basically, on this entire conversation. So, but there is, again, like I said, sort of a lot to love when you're putting this sort of thing together. And one of the things that, again, stands out to me about this process, and again, I'll actually play that clip next of the one where you could kind of perceive, you could hear this quote and wonder if it's a shot at the previous Jets regime, because I'm going to be perfectly honest, it sort of feels like it here on the show. I'll let you guys determine that if indeed you do believe that is the shot that is being taken here. We'll also hear from Justin Fields as well here in the middle of all these answers. Good morning, Jet Crazy. Shout out to Jet Jaro, member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, and everybody else that's in here. A shout out. Taylor Sterling. Develop players. You mean we shouldn't sit our draft picks during minicamp, which is what happened last year. That's true, because they wanted to avoid injury. And you can't play scared. You can't play scared. Can't play with scared money. You can't play with scared money. You gotta, you have to be willing to make the moves that have to be made. And, well, whether or not the Jets have been willing to do that over the years, I guess, like I said, can be up for a different debate entirely, perhaps, from that perspective. So we could sort of get into, like I said, that debate of whether or not you believe that that's there. But again, I just feel so much more confident with the staff that is being put together here. And that's the part to me that makes me feel like, okay, this can be different. And whether or not it is, we'll see. We have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We were playing clips from the 3-part Jets documentary that came out last night. The Offseason, Chapter 1, the Offseason, Chapter 2, the Offseason, Chapter 3. It was a binge watch. The New York Jets released all of it all at once. And I combed through it. I took notes and said, what are the clips and moments and comments that stand out to me in some way? And then I will share them on the show here this morning. And there's a lot of them. Now, here's the next clip, and you tell me. I believe this could be perceived as the Jets taking another shot. Based on roster construction, another interesting answer here from AG.
Here's the first thing that I want to make sure that I get across is I don't want to collect players. I want to build a football team. And I think there's a huge difference. And what I mean by that, I just don't want to get a group of athletes in here and say, let's go play football. There's a purpose for every person that's brought into this building. And there's a reason why they're in this building. And that goes the same with the coaches. It goes the same way with anybody that's a part of what we're doing. And I want to make sure that this is a very intentional process. And every player that's brought in this building, and there's a reason why he's here, they have to fit exactly what we're trying to create. And that's why I say I don't want to just collect players. I want to build a team. And that's what we're in the process of doing.
It's been very natural. AG and I have a lot of conversation daily about the team, about what we're building here and the culture we want to establish. And that starts with AG. And I think we're on the path to doing that.
We don't want to collect players. We want to build a team. Ooh. Who could you be talking about? Yikes. That could be a shot at the previous regime. They're doing it a different way. But hey, previous regime can take all the shots they want to. It is what it is, man. You got to step up to the plate. Here's another thing I loved. And this really sort of explains, because some of the draft picks Jet fans loved, right? Mason Taylor, Armand Membu. But there's a lot of picks that people scratch their heads about. AG talked about the 3 things he looks for in draft prospects. And this sort of rung my bell here.
And I would say 3 things for the most part. And sometimes this is hard to really see on tape. And that's why you have to spend as much time with the player as you can by just talking to him, Zoom calls. When we're at the combine, these 15-minute meetings we get to have with them. But we want to find guys that really love football. And I'm not talking about what football can do for you, right, but really love the process of what has to happen on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday during the season so you can play well on those days. And make sure they focus on that. The next thing is guys that have a passion for winning, because that's what this business is about, is winning. And the way you do that, you try to accumulate as many highly competitive men as you can to go out there and play as a team. You know, even though you have that one-on-one battle, you do that within a team concept. And probably the most important is men that's going to endear themselves to their teammates. And what I mean by that is you like playing with your teammates, but more importantly, your teammates like playing with you. So we can find those 3 traits and bring that in. Not only is that going to build a culture, that's going to change the building environment also.
And that's the thing that I want to highlight from the previous regime to this current regime. The previous regime said, fuck the NFL Combine. Robert Saleh didn't show up, and then he sort of got peer pressure to show up, and he shows up for a day and then leaves, and he's like on a golfing trip, and we're all like, what the? Huh? What? Why is the Combine not important to you, but it seems important to a lot of other teams? And then you hear this from Aaron Glenn, and how much this regime, if you watch the documentaries, because I'm not going to play the entire clip. Yeah, shout out to David Hall. He said all 3 of those were legendary. Yeah, it was great. I won't play the entire documentaries, basically, but I'll play a couple of clips here. And one of the terms you hear in sports is touch points. Touch points. And a lot of Jet fans, when the previous regime didn't give a shit about the Combine, a lot of other Jet fans said, well, who cares, right? The tape is the true king. And it is. But you shouldn't ignore other parts of the process. Touch points are important. And what are touch points? Touch points are every opportunity you have as a team to meet with the players. So let's say the Jets obviously fell in love with Armand Membu during this process, but there's touch points. Pro Day, Combine, private workouts, Senior Bowl, East-West Shrine Game. Like, there's all these touch points around an offseason that you can take advantage of or you cannot. And some teams do, you know, they sort of play the game and try not to show interest, so they don't tell the rest of the league that they're interested in the player and things of that nature. But really, when you get down to the brass tacks, the touch points are super important to get as much information as possible on the prospects that are involved. And I love, L-O-V-E, love, that this regime is taking that part of the process very seriously. And I love, we talk about those 3 points that are important to AG in this process. Do you love football? No, not do you love what football can do for you. Do you love the process of the game? I love that. And he openly admitted before revealing his 3 bullet points that these are difficult to identify on tape, which is why you need to meet the player, get to know the player, talk to connections around the player, family, coaching staff. And I love that last one. Endear yourself to your teammate. Not only do you enjoy playing with your teammates, but your teammates enjoy playing with you. When you look at some of the prospects that may have skipped over, you may go, was that on purpose? Something to consider. And I also wanted to get this one in here. Our QB1, Justin Fields, baby. He had a message for the fans, and he talked about why he believes AG is the right man for the job. Roll the footage.
No, I'm definitely super excited to, just be here, meeting all the new coaches and everybody around the building, and really just excited for a fresh start, and we're ready to get to work, so super excited. I chose the Jets because of, one, AG, the kind of coach he is, how passionate he is about the game, and really just what he brings to the table, changing the culture around here, and wanting to win games, and wanting to be great. So he knows what it takes to build a team up from the ground up and really get them going. So I think that's why AG is the right guy for this job. Definitely excited to play, in this city for this fan base. Of course, I know all the Jets fans out there are super passionate, about this team and have been for a very long time. So winning here, it really doesn't get any better than that. So super excited.
I love this from J-Boy. Believe in 7. He's talking about the Celtics coming back to beat the Knicks in Game 7. Salute, J-Boy. Thank you for that comment. With all the Knicks comments going around right now, I appreciate you emerging from the pack with that one. So, yes, believe in 7, baby. Believe in the Celtics coming back in 7 to beat the New York Knicks. I appreciate that. Thank you, J-Boy. That's well said. Well said. I couldn't have said it any better myself. But also, yes, and Justin Fields, who's also wearing jersey number 7. Maybe you meant that for both. I don't know. But you get the point. Yeah, Justin Fields. When you are one of our own as a Jets fan base, when you're one of our own, you're us. We defend you to the high heavens. You're our guy, and we're going to try to do what we can do. We're going to put it all together and let's ride, baby. That's it. And hopefully that's exactly what's going to be happening. That's exactly what's going to be happening here on the program. And, so that's a lot of it. Again, you guys could go. I highly recommend it. I also have some other clips on TikTok, @BoyGreen25, Instagram, Facebook, and all the other places. You guys can see more clips from the documentary that I ended up getting a lot of info from last night. Feel free, absolutely, to get some of that in there, including the Nick Saban one was great, where Nick Saban said missing out on Mason Taylor was the biggest recruiting mistake we ever made at Alabama. Like, wow. That's coming from old Nick Saban there. So pretty cool. So shout out to that. Yeah, baby. Again, schedule comes out tonight. It's going to be awesome. I'm about to open up the phone lines here where you guys can call into the show. Feel free to do so. And I heard you guys mention it earlier. This is normally a Jets show, so I try to avoid all the NBA stuff. But come on now. When we have these two teams battling, it's a unique situation. Prayers up for Jason Tatum, man. That sucks. He does have the blown out Achilles. He's obviously out for the rest of these playoffs, no matter where it goes for the Celtics, and probably out for all next year. So, brutal. And you feel for the young man. He's only 27, so he's going to miss the rest of the 27 year, probably the 28 year, and then he's returning as a late 28-year-old turning 29-year-old, which sucks. So, I know Jason's going to fight back and come back stronger and better than ever, but a devastating injury, and you feel for the young man. So I want to pour one out there for Jason Tatum, which could be a rallying cry for the C's. We'll see if that happens. All right, let's do this. We'll open up the phone lines next. We could talk about any of your schedule predictions. I did a full schedule prediction. It's right next to me, as a matter of fact. So feel free. We could cook up some of those schedule questions you guys may have. Anything on this AG Justin Fields action? The phone lines are wide open, baby. Let's hit it. And we'll see you when we get back here on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Let's go.
Okay, let me see here. Welcome back to Boy Green Daily. I'm your handsome host, Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Ebby.com. This is a daily New York Jets video show. Shout out to the 3 places we're streaming live. Twitter @BoyGreen25, YouTube @BoyGreen25, and Facebook @BoyGreen25, baby. Also, for our audio-only listeners that have been enjoying the show for the last 15 years or so. Believe it or not, we've been doing the show for a long-ass time. First off, it was audio-only version for the first, 10 years, something like that. 7 to 10 years was audio-only, and now it is available both in video and audio form, whichever you prefer. The number I wanted to get here in my notes beside me is it's no longer the pinned comment because that's a call-in line, but it is the YouTube description down below to sign up for the Boy Green Tailgate, baby. And I will tell you this. Obviously, we don't know which Jets game it's going to be. We don't know how much the tickets are yet, obviously, because we don't know where we're sitting yet. And we'll have more details to come on the tailgate. But despite the fact that no one knows what Jets game it is, when it's going to be, where it's going to be, well, we know it'll be at MetLife. 63 friggin' people have signed up so far. That is amazing. Now, perhaps all of these 63 won't actually end up coming through. We'll see. I'll reach out to you guys when we have more details, and then we'll lock down what our true number is. But I just want to say I'm humbled by that amount of people all willing to do this Boy Green extravaganza together. It's pretty friggin' cool. So I appreciate it. And pour one out, baby. And speaking of pour one out, there will be a lot of pouring out happening at this Boy Green tailgate, baby. And hopefully pouring one out for a legend, an OG, a man that, quite frankly, should be put in some sort of Hall of Fame. I don't know if one exists on the Boy Green Hall of Fame pantry, but we should put this man here because he will be the one catering this event. Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby. Toot. What's up, Chef? Good morning, sir.
My man. Thank you for the introduction, man.
Yeah.
That tailgate is going to be epic, man. Already knowing that it's just about like it's mid-May, man, and you already got this amount of people already just, interested at least, where it looks like, that they'll go. And me and you, we spoke already, back in April or whatever it was, and it's only going to steamroll furthermore once more details and other things are released and whatnot. So, just salute to you and the coffee club and all the members out there, man. It's going to be something special. I know that.
And I just want to add this real quick. When we talked, I don't think I've said this publicly. When we talked, I'm like, maybe 25. I'm like, I don't know, maybe. I've never really done this before. I sort of jumped on the train last year with someone who was already doing it. I'm like, well, let's set it at 25 and sort of see what happens. 63, good Lord have mercy. So, like I said, this is interest. We'll see what it actually is when the numbers start coming in, but that is wild, absolutely wild. So I think it's, to be honest, Chef, it's all for you. Because if I said, hey, we're being catered by McDonald's, that number would be -2. But no, this ain't no McSpankies, baby. This is Chef gosh darn Kevin gosh darn Gilbert, man.
God,
so that's
man,
probably the only reason we have this many people, and blessed be he. Glad we reeled in this big fish. Yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely gave you that, that fair price too. If I would have known earlier about this Boston stuff, man, might have been a little different, God. Man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm like, wait, hold up, Celtic stuff, all right?
Yeah,
the Boston stuff. You kept this on the wraps, man. Unless I missed a episode or something like.
Yeah, it could have been way back in the day. There could have been an episode on it, but yes, it's true. True. That's true.
But you're the true Boy Green, man. You got the Celtics, you got the Jets.
Yeah,
we're all here because of your Jet stuff, man. So
that's true.
You already got us here. After tonight, we won't see you in that awful fit stuff that you've been recycling over the last week, man. And it'll feel good. I don't think I've seen Pops in anything, so.
Oh,
I don't think there's anything in Dubai or the Netherlands or wherever he's at, man. They don't really carry that stuff. So
I don't think so. No,
I'm glad he doesn't keep that in his bag or whatever, that travel case.
Yeah.
But I feel good, man. Just to get this out the way, man. I feel good with our chances tonight, man, with the Knicks. Just knowing that you guys couldn't beat us with Tatum. I mean, why do y'all think that you could beat us without him? It don't really make no sense. I already told you before when we got up 2-0 that your boy Al Horford, man, he's a bum, man. When you see him in the fourth quarter, man, when you see him switching and then he's guarding these other guys, man, you know what that shit is, man?
What's that?
Motherfucking barbecue chicken, man. That's all that is, man. Horford playing defense in the fourth quarter. That's like Clemens, man. He's the equivalent of Clemens in the fourth quarter. How badly he hurts. How he hurts y'all. He's in all the Knicks offensive highlights, getting cooked, getting broke, all that. And he commits dumbass fouls, man. I'm telling you, man, he's the one. And it sucks that for you guys that Porzingis isn't 100%.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because when Porzingis is on, man, like he's on. Like the last game in the regular season, in the Garden going against. He's damn near hitting the half court threes on us easily in transition. Just walk up in rhythm, just nailing them, man. And having Tatum too, Jaylen Brown and Pritchard, 6 man of the year. Like, he was quiet. Yeah, he came back, he came alive in game 3 and all that, and didn't really have much of a spark in the beginning in game 4. But if everybody would have been healthy or whatever, it would have been a lot better, man. But just knowing that y'all gave up, man, or those 20-point games, man, like those leads that you had, and the momentum and everything, and I'll tell you right now, man, I'm a big Jason Tatum fan. I'm a Duke fan, so it hurt seeing him go to the Celtics. So I'm like, damn, this is my guy, and now he's with the Celtics and all that. So obviously prayers up to him. He'll be back, man. He'll be back strong, man. He's a top 10 player, pending on when it's clicking or whatever, top 5. It's just, I felt like he had a little bit more to prove, knowing that he didn't get that the MVP last
Right,
year, the
Jalen did, yeah.
championship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like he had a lot to kind of bring to the table, and he was lighting it up, dude. Before that injury, he was lighting it up. And before he went down, we still had a comfortable lead and was in position to just kind of take it over. But man, it just sucks seeing him like just on the floor in pain, man. I felt him on that one, man. So for y'all, man, obviously the prayers up to him. But I'm gonna keep that short because I don't really F with Boston, man, from Celtics and all that. So the fat lady already sang, man. I'm already eating you and Pops.
Wow.
Pie right
there it
here.
is. Oh, I see.
Some of that humble pie, man. Don't worry, I'm eating it for y'all, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That pie is good, man. I ain't going front, man. That humble pie.
I guess you'll get to collect his slice on Saturday, I believe, is the day is coming on this week. So, we'll see if the series is still alive at that point.
What? The series. You think you're gonna win 3 games in a row, man? All right, let me get to the football.
Come on,
stuff,
Celtics in 7. Come on, Chef.
You don't believe that. You want to do a friendly bet? No money.
Okay. What's the friendly bet? Give it to me.
So, Knicks win the series.
Okay.
You can't wear none of that Boston stuff for a year.
A year? Like on the show? Or like
on
for
the
my
show,
life?
man. Your show.
All
you
right.
could wear it in public. You could do
Okay.
whatever. I hate. Listen, man. You're good dude. All I
appreciate that.
Preference, man. Let me just say all that. You know how I feel about you. Seeing you in this Boston stuff, man. It bothers me. It bothers me. So
Okay.
you name yours for me, man. I'm on.
Ooh.
A couple times a month on your show, so maybe it doesn't really matter that much to me. Or you pick what you want to do, man. I just hate seeing you in that stuff.
I understand. Yeah, so we're definitely in on this friendly bet, no question about it. I love these kind of bets. So sure, I agree to your terms that again, if somehow the Knicks win this thing, I will not for a calendar year.
There we go.
I will not wear Boston Celtics gear on Boy Green Daily. I will not. The only green I'll be wearing is Jets.
That's what I like, man. I'm taking it for the team, man.
However, if by some stretch of the imagination, the Boston Celtics win this in 7 as the only path that still exists on the table, perhaps, Chef. See, here's the thing. Before I even reveal what I'm going to say,
right? It's going to be good.
Before I even reveal what I want to say, this is the part that hurts. That, we have so many wonderful Knicks fans in our audience that the Celtics thing will piss off everybody. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one that's going to be like, there's one, I think Emmanuel Holcomb, maybe the only other Jets Celtics fan in the chat. Okay. There may be one other one. It's
Shouts to him, good dude.
It's a very very narrow field. So maybe 3 of us will go, ha, and the others are like, jeez. But let's get Chef Kevin Gilbert in a Paul Pierce jersey. Let's get Chef Kevin Gilbert in a Paul Pierce jersey that if we can't deliver it ahead of time, we could do a beautiful. I really don't even want to infect the tailgate with this, but we'll figure it out, and I'll get it to you. We'll get you in a Paul Pierce jersey. I won't make you do it for a year. That's a little aggressive, but How's the?
I'm not
We'll have
making you
you.
wear a Patrick Ewing or a Oakley. You know,
That's a
that's a little different.
that's a good point. That's a good point. So,
It's a little stronger because now you got the pictures, you got the video or whatever.
it's true.
That
How about
lasts
that?
that lasts a little longer.
That's a good point. So we will do a singular photo of Chef Kevin Gilbert in a Paul Pierce jersey, and then maybe a short video saying the
That's fine.
Celtics are way better than the New York Knicks.
Oh,
They
dude,
always
now you're
have been
stretching
and
it. Yo, you're
always will
stretching it, man.
be. You know that.
What's up with a picture, man? You wow.
Okay, a picture. Okay, done. Done. The deal is done. You're a tough negotiator. Paul Pierce jersey. The truth shall set you free.
I got you. All right, I agree, man.
That's
let
great.
me get into the Jet stuff, man.
Of course.
So you brought it up, man. I know I saw y'all on Woody yesterday, man.
Yes.
With I think that was in real time when you found out about Morstead.
It was, unfortunately. It was terrible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Found out real time.
You know, with the, I just think it's a multiple things. I just don't think it was one issue with Morstead. I don't think it was the money really or anything like that, or the production. I think it's just clearing house of all the voices in there from the previous regime, just talking about like hypothetical, maybe Thomas Morstead, you know, with his new special teams coach is like, hey, you know, we used to do it this way, you know, last year or whatever, and just to not hear about stuff in the past, just kind of like clean house, get a little bit younger too. Just leave more of that old regime veteran presence, just kind of get rid of it. That's my feel. But then it's like, what's up with Lazard too? Because that was Rogers' like man. So you want to get rid of him as well. So maybe that's, you know, down the road or whatever. But that's like the only real thing I could come to, because Morstead, for the amount of times he was out there, like he did fairly well. And there was one game where he didn't even get a punt in.
Right. Crazy.
So for me, I feel like he did bring value to the team. He was a locker room cat too, but you know, just to kind of get rid of that stuff from the past, that stench or whatever from the old regime, and to get a little bit younger, man, I kind of feel like that was a good move. Now, I met him a couple times. I met him on the field a couple of years ago during the Patriots game. He was on the field, and just seeing him up close like that, just bombing the ball the way he's doing or whatever, like, yo, he's elite, man. And I feel like he'll still be able to land a job. You know, just unfortunate that he wasn't able to like finish his career out here, knowing that he came back a second time and really liked the area and everything like that. So, you know, I feel you on that, but I think it was more or less getting younger at that position and getting people that fit into Glenn's scheme and all that. So that was just my take on Morstead. And then, you know, with Lazard too, like he at some point, man, before the season started, I have a feeling he's gonna go, just because of now with the Reynolds that we have, the speedster, Aaron Smith, hopefully, you know, the hand situation and all that, you know, gets right to open up some lanes, some throwing lanes for Fields on the boot too, scramble a little bit if Smith's able to get upfield, get the safety over the top, help to kind of stretch it out to where Fields can get him maybe 10, 12 yards in a boot or some stuff, like, you know, that would help. But it's all the hands, man. I don't care how fast you are. I said this before. If you ain't catching the ball, you're not a threat. So, you know, I think it might be good to kind of get it going. And then Corley, I think like he was just like a black sheep kind of deal with us, knowing about how he messed up in the Texans game, almost had that, and then he was just kind of put in the back burner, man. I have a feeling like he should have a good season. Hopefully doesn't fall into like the Denzel Mims category and all that. Like, you know, that would be unfortunate, knowing that we selected him in the third. So, you know, that's
first pick of the third round. We traded up.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
it's a premium pick, man. So to not like utilize him last year, not to, you know, get on the last year stuff, but you know, I still have high hopes. It's just not a shot in the dark with some of these other cats, man. It's like, you know, you could see what he's doing when he gets the ball, and it was only a couple of times, but when he did, like, you saw some stuff, man. So, you know, still feel good. It's just with Glenn and all the talk and whatnot, and the One Jets drive, like the One Jets drive, they spin a lot of stuff, man, where it's like, and they put me on too a couple times, but at the end of the day, like, if you're putting stuff up there after we lose, and the highlights look like we won or whatever, like, it's a little bit misleading or whatever.
That's
So
true.
like, I'm just saying, like, I follow them and whatnot on, my
Right.
son and I, ours,
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Like, we're subscribed to the Jets. We watch this. It pops up on, our feed and everything, and we'll look at it. All
Yeah.
right. It's I can't comment on it like how I really feel. Like, typing in the
Of
comments.
course. Right.
It's it gets a little rough. But just knowing like it almost feels like it's scripted at times, and I feel like with Glenn, I don't feel like he's reading off a prompter,
Yes.
but it's like he's the only one that I could really feel like is somewhat genuine there, where we could believe the stuff that he's saying. And just knowing about us last year, only having 5 wins, man, with better coaching, with a better roster, with what most people say, man, it got to be more than 5 wins. This can't be no tank season, no
Mhm.
tanking for another quarterback, man. Like, you guys can't sell me on, hey, this is a good group moving forward, a good roster, good coaching, if we got less than the wins that we had last year. That's my only take, man, especially knowing that we did bring in people. We still got a lot of players on our team from the last regime. So, those players fit so far as of now. They're still on the roster. They fit into the Glenn scheme and
Mhm.
whatnot, since he has a lot of those players available on the roster. I would like to see a couple of extensions, at this point too. Just moving in, knowing that we got some stuff locked up where we don't get messed up towards the end of the season, where we see a lot of people's production go up, where now their market value goes up as well, and it can kind of affect our cap.
Yeah.
All right, buenos dias. So yeah, man, I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate the all the good stuff with this Jet community that you got going on. I saw your yesterday with Woody with the
Yeah.
schedule and all that kind of stuff. It looks good, man. Can't wait for the schedule to be released, man. There might be some
Yes.
more wins. I got the over in the wins, man.
Slam. Love it.
I feel like we got some easy ones there.
Mhm.
But once it comes together, man, hopefully we don't have some fumbles or whatever that kind of turn the game over. I feel like with Glenn's scheme on defense, going for the ball, we will have more interceptions, going
Yes.
for knocking the ball like how Quincy and CJ used to do, man, just running in, hammering the ball out of the people's hands. Like,
Mhm.
that's something that Glenn's talking about, going after the ball, forcing turnovers, man. That'll put us in better field position, being able to put up more points on the board. With the Morstead stuff, with the kicking, I could only feel like it's going to be better, man. If you're going to get rid of somebody that, had some good production, there's only going to mean that we're getting better production behind that. So I feel good. Thanks again for the shout outs, man. Can't wait for the tailgate. Salute to you, the coffee club members, Australian #1 Jet fan, man. Thinking about you, dude. Hope all is well. I'll be watching that game tonight. Expect a text later on, my brother.
Well, yeah, I do too. Saying, "Sorry, Paul. How do I get out of this? Can I cancel the bet?" That's probably what's going to be happening. But Chef, I love you, buddy. Keep eating that pie. Oh yeah, Chef's going to be like, I know we talked about it on the show, Paul, but please, can we after tonight? A little. Oh, it's happened, baby. And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Hey now. We got 400 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We got a lot of callers on the phone lines. Let's keep rolling. What about Joe the Jet, baby? What's up, Joe?
Hey, Paul. Wait a minute. You're wearing the wrong set of green, dude. What the hell? Come on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry, man. You a Knicks guy too?
Yeah, I'm a Knicks guy.
Okay.
They're gonna win it tonight. So
What?
They're
Come on.
gonna seal the deal. They're gonna seal the deal. So Eastern Conference Finals.
First time in 25 years if that happens. So hey now, there you go.
Hell yeah. Jalen Brunson is a freaking beast right now. I honestly, I really, who would have predicted it? Honestly, the Eastern Conference Finals between the Knicks and the freaking Pacers, man. Like that, it's going to be a good final. It's going to be a good Eastern Conference Final, though.
I will just say this: I feel like I've jinxed Brunson a million times. So, like in the middle of it had to have been Game 4. I'm like, Brunson's only got 12 points. This is great. And then all of a sudden, explosion. Brunson. I'm like, okay, I need to shut up. And I probably even just said that in my head, but even Brunson could still hear it. And I'm like, you bastard. So yeah, sort of got to start reining that in. Yeah.
Keep saying that, please. Keep saying
No,
that.
thank you.
Keep saying that he's not scoring a lot of points, please.
That
Especially
third
tonight.
quarter was unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It sucks with Tatum though. It sucks.
Oh God, I hate
happened to
that.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I just got flashbacks to Paul Pierce. And when that happened a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
that hurt. Yeah, that was very painful. Paul Pierce
But,
went through a lot. Yeah.
I think you guys are going to be okay a year from now. I think hopefully Tatum does get a speedy recovery. Honestly, but honestly, this year, I think it's all Knicks. Unfortunately,
no, that's all right. Well, unfortunate for me, fortunate for you. So, what's your prediction for Knicks Pacers? Because that's what we're getting in the next round. Come on now.
I might go Knicks in 6. Knicks
wow. And then the NBA Finals for the first time this century. Hey now, let's go.
And then they'll beat the Timberwolves in the finals.
Oh my God, Julius Randle and DiVincenzo, that would be hilarious.
Yep. Think about that. Like that would be nuts. Like that would be like a complete full circle moment. But let's I'm gonna switch it up real quick.
Yeah, please, of course.
Talk about the best team in baseball. New York Mets.
There you go. New York fully represented. Hey now.
So I'm happy what they're doing against Pittsburgh. They're gonna sweep the Yankees next. So
nice.
Yankee fans, be on the watch out for the best team in baseball.
There you go.
Pete Alonso, MVP, by the way.
Hey now.
What he's doing. So yeah. Okay. You got to get off topic there. Okay. Now let's get back.
I love that you have the hats ready to switch up conversation when needed. It's very, very prop oriented, and I respect the hell out of it. So yes.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Back to Jets. I can see now. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, I wish I had my Knicks hat with me, but it's in my car right now. But now going back to the Jets. So there's a lot of interesting storylines that's sort of happening with this team right now. Particularly with the whole Aaron Glenn idea of what's going on. The Morstead cut for me personally, I just I didn't like it, but I get it. I get we're going young. I get we're going to the youth movement. For me, this feels like a soft reset. This team, it feels like a very soft reset. It's not like how the Saints are doing it, where I think the Saints are going to be the worst team in the NFL, and they're going to have like a full-on rebuild. They're going to be losing guys left and right. I don't see that for us. But then again, I don't see us being quite there just yet as a playoff team. I still think we got ways to go. I still think we need some important pieces, particularly quarterback. I'm still not sold on Fields. I think Fields has to prove a lot to me to show me that he could be the guy for the future. And I think that should be the case for a lot of Jet fans. And I think we're kind of some of us are kind of kidding ourselves, thinking Justin Fields can be good on a whim. But again, it's a we'll see type of thing. It's a we'll see type of year. It's an evaluation year altogether. But honestly, from my personal take, I think this team is a 6 to 5 win team. I know I took a lot of heat in Jake Asman's show for saying, the floor for this team is 3 wins. I said that's the floor. I didn't mean that as the actual possibility.
Prediction, right? No, right. People don't listen sometimes, but okay. So what's the ceiling?
So the ceiling is 6. The ceiling is 6 wins. The floor is 3. I know I'm very pessimistic on this team, but we still got a ways to go. You look at the division.
Of course. Things can happen. Yeah, I got you.
You look at the Patriots. They improved. They improved this year. The Dolphins, they're still up in the air. Okay. And the Bills are the Bills. The Bills are still going to win that division.
Okay.
Wholeheartedly. So I just look at this division.
So just because I don't know if you've done this, so like this may not be fair, but so you have that sort of range for the Jets. Do you have ranges for the other teams, or just straight up predictions of what you believe their records are going to be?
I think, honestly, I think the Dolphins are sort of on the downswing a little bit. I don't know. I feel like we're just going to take a game from them
Okay.
If there's going to be a range for the Dolphins, I think their floor would be 6 wins. Their ceiling would be 10.
For who is this now? You said
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay.
Dolphins.
All right. And
And
what about the Patriots?
I actually am higher on the Patriots because their schedule is ridiculously easy. It is incredibly, and they improve mightily. I hate that I'm saying this too. I freaking hate this team, but they did a great job this offseason. I think their ceiling is surprisingly 11 wins. I think their floor could be 8 wins, honestly. I think they're going to be a solid team, especially you add in Mike Vrabel. The things that they've added. I am so upset how good they attacked this offseason and how easy their schedule is. And it's just it upsets me. And I know I'm going to upset a lot of Jet fans.
I appreciate your honesty because obviously that's what you're giving us on a bit. I will just say it's cool. It's interesting. And I don't mean this in any demeaning way or anything. This is what I love about this sport, that we can all have different opinions and then the results will be the results, right? I could be dead wrong. You could be dead wrong. We'll see what happens. My prediction for the Patriots is that they're winning somewhere between 5 and 7 wins. Right?
I hope so.
And again, and then we go to yours, right? You're like, their floor is 8 and they could win as many as 11. But again, this isn't a pissing contest of our football knowledge. Anything can happen. I love that we're having different predictions here and let's see. But there are a lot of people, I would say, that are more so swinging in your direction. If you look around the league at what the national people are saying, a lot of people seem to be on the Patriots train, and I guess we'll see what the truth is.
Yeah, no, they've had a very, very good draft, specifically as well. And not to mention, they have Stephon Diggs as well. I mean, let's not forget that guy can play too.
Off a torn ACL, though.
Yeah, no, that's the one little hiccup of this analogy. If assuming Stephon Diggs returns to form.
All right.
That's a worry. Like, that becomes a legit worry for us, honestly, if Stephon Diggs returns to form and he looks good with Drake May out there. But and then you got the Bills, like I said. Their ceiling is 14 wins. Their floor is like 12. They could be the best team in the NFL, honestly.
Wow.
Like, they're a Super Bowl favorite, right? They're definitely a Super Bowl.
I would imagine they're up there. They got to be in the top 5, probably. Top 5, top 6 with Ravens and Chiefs and Eagles and all those teams. Yeah, sure, probably.
And it's not impossible, like, that they're going to be, like, really good. And they have the possibility to be really, really good. I mean, Josh Allen came off an MVP year with throwing to a bunch of nobodies at wide receiver.
That's true. He deserves massive respect for that, 100%.
So it's just like there's a lot of big, incredible juju that's going Buffalo's way, and again, they play the NFC. They play the NFC South just like us.
Yep.
That right now seems like an easy schedule, but then again, we don't know what the
Falcons are. Right. Carolina ended strong. What are they? Right, to your point, Michael Penix getting the full year and full offseason. What does he look like? I don't know. But I agree with you. I think it sucks. But, like, to your point, that's not fair. Like, the Saints, Tyler Shuck, is he Jaden Daniels? And we're like, oh, shit, the Saints are way better than we thought. Yeah, none of us know. So that's fair.
So, but looking at everything right now, this is how I see it. And unfortunately, it does not look good for us. But then again, here's the good thing about this. Here's the good thing about us finishing last.
Okay.
There's a good quarterback class on the way. Very good quarterback class.
There you go.
You got Garrett Nussmeier. I'm an LSU fan, by the way.
Okay, there you go. I love it. Is there an LSU hat off camera that?
No, unfortunately, I don't got an LSU hat. I wish I did. So
that's right.
LSU dude, Garrett Nussmeier. We got Drew Aller.
Yeah.
Very intriguing prospect. I'm hearing a lot of Lenora Sellers talk.
South Carolina kid. Yep, that's right.
He's intriguing. And then you got Cade Klubnik, and then the guy out of ASU, Arizona State, Sam Levitt, I believe that's his name.
Yeah.
So
obviously Arch Manning too, if he comes out. So you got him out of Texas. So
yeah. So there's that. So, like, again, if we don't do good this year, it's not the end of the world. And I know I sound like, again, hope freaking Charlie here. But the truth is, it's not the end of the world if this season goes bad. It's not like last year where we had Super Bowl aspirations and, we're saying like, oh, we got Aaron Rodgers. Oh, we have all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's a year one of a new regime. There's a ton of young players on this team. Think about how young this team is.
Sure.
They are extremely young.
Yeah.
They got completely young. They went from a full-on veteran team with some young pieces to a full-on young team.
They're one of the youngest teams in football. I think they're a top 5 or top 7 youngest team. I saw the number the other day. And then get rid of Morstead. That was ranking up the numbers the other way. He was 39. So that effed the average a ton. So removing him, I imagine, will make him probably top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just like they're a young team. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to lose games in ridiculous fashion where we're scratching our heads saying, what the heck happened? So expecting this team to just blow everything out of the water this year, I think, unfortunately, it's unrealistic. I would freaking love that, honestly. But again, you look at the Lions. We always compare ourselves to the Lions with this regime. Say like, oh, you know, we want to be the Lions. Their first season with Dan Campbell didn't go good. They won like 3 games.
Awful.
They were terrible. So again, this stuff is going to take time. Unfortunately, that's how this stuff works. It's not going to be like a 1-year fix. It's like snap my fingers, it's going to be fixed. It's going to take time. It's not going to be as long as the Saints rebuild. I think that team's going to be rebuilding for like 7 years. I think that's going to take a long time. I think we got a good 1, at worst 2 years for us to be fully competitive. And that's me being completely honest. This is a completely
I appreciate
honest
the
call.
honesty. Okay. All right.
So, yeah, that's all I got for my feelings on this team right now. It's an evaluation year. We'll see what we got. I feel like we have the coach. From what I heard from him, from what I've seen from him in rookie camp, he seems genuine enough. I like what I'm seeing from him. With Saleh, I think at this point, I remember his first rookie minicamp. I remember Robert Saleh's first rookie minicamp, and I think this was the first moment I went, with him as a head coach. I believe there was a moment where the rookies were all huddled together, and they were about to, end practice, and the coach usually speaks at the end of practice, and Robert Saleh said in his presser after the camp ended, he forgot he was the head coach for a minute. And that was the moment I was like, what? You forgot you were the head coach?
And wait, that was, if I remember correctly, tell me if I'm wrong, he sat on a side chair and went, oh shit, I'm the head coach. I got to go to the front of the room.
Yeah, At that moment, I was like, at that moment, I was just taken back, and it was like, that was my first moment with him. But I didn't get really that much moments from Aaron Glenn during this rookie
good sign
stuff.
so far. That's a good sign so far, so we can only hope. Joe, yeah.
And Knicks tonight are going to go to the Eastern Conference Final, and then they're going to beat the Pacers, and they're going to beat the Timberwolves. Knicks all the way.
There you go. Joe, appreciate the hotness of the takes. A lot going on there, a lot to unpack. So let's get to all of it here. There's a lot of comments and other things to get to here on the program, so let's get to all of them. Okay, first off, for Lily and Big D with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club membership, so let's hit that. For Lily, you have a even 50 piece this month, so thank you so much. You have 50 raffle tickets for a contest this month. You're the 5 new members of Boy Green Coffee Club. That is Attic, John Woo, Jay Lepsetter, Gary Pape, Dre Day, the Jets fan. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our guy for Lily and Big D. Thank you very much, Barada. By the way, here is, let me throw this up on the screen. We haven't done this today. Here are the raffle items for this month. Throw it up there. The New York Jets commemorative game coin, certificate of authenticity for the National Football League. Full-size NFL football, that's a signature football. It's got the whole team's autographs from this past season. All that's up for grabs. If you spend $2.99 on the channel, you have 1 raffle ticket. You can have as many raffle tickets as you like. You can do that by joining the Boy Green Coffee Club, the YouTube description down below. Gifting, just like For Lily did. YouTube, hit the money sign, final option, gift channel memberships, or send in your super chat questions or comments, which we're about to get to right now here on the show, because apparently there's a schedule leak. So shout out to Dan, the Jets fan 21, with a YouTube super chat. Every time we hear that, we get my daughter's Raya Luna. Wow. Early reaction, we got AFC East matchup. The Miami Dolphins are going to play at the Buffalo Bills Week 3 Thursday Night Football League. Well, the first reaction is, thank God, my schedule is still intact. I still have my schedule here. I have the Jets playing at New Orleans at 1 p.m. at Week 3. So, yes. It's probably immediately going to be destroyed like my March Madness bracket, but that's neither here nor there. That makes a lot of sense. I think last year it was the Week 2 Bills-Dolphins game. So early divisional, again, that sort of feeds in. Which week did I have that? I had Jets-Patriots Week 12 Thursday Night Football. So they love doing that. We had that Week 3 Jets-Patriots last year, so I have that later on my schedule. Early reaction. Makes a lot of sense. Dan, thanks for sending this in. If any of you guys see a schedule reaction or schedule leak, that's something correlated to the Jets, send that through, and we'll react and talk about that on the show. So appreciate you, buddy. And Dan, the Jets fan 21, you're $1 more away from getting a raffle ticket for this month's contest. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to give that today. You could give that at some point before the end of May. So Dan, the Jets fan 21, baby, appreciate you. All right, beautiful. Thank you kindly for your contributions to the program. I love it. Thanks, Dan. All right, let's get to another comment here. We got to get back to the phone lines here in a minute as well. This is from Philly. I'm sorry. I meant to get this earlier, so I'm glad you sent it again. FL Phil 98, member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. BG, do you have any preference for the first game? I want New England, our new regime versus the new evil empire. Would love to embarrass Vrabel. Yeah, for the season opener, at first I thought you were talking about the tailgate. You may have asked that question earlier, but first off, I'll answer this part of the question first. Preference for the first game. What you identify would be awesome. Now, I did some history search. If you look at the last 10 years, the Jets have only opened up against a divisional opponent. It's happened 4 times the last 10 years, so that might be a lot or not a lot. I don't know. All of those are against the Bills. The Jets have not opened up against the New England Patriots the last 10 years, and shoot, I'd have to really think the last time the Jets opened up against the Patriots. I remember back in like 2009, they played them in that like Week 2 game. That wasn't a season opener, I don't believe. So yeah, that would be awesome. That's a great choice for a season opener. I predicted Jets Dolphins, so I sort of like the divisional thing. Obviously, I prefer Jets Patriots because I have harsher, evil feelings about the Patriots. Like, I hate the Patriots. The Dolphins, like, I don't love them. I dislike all the teams in our division, but like, I hate the Patriots. So that'd be a great choice. In terms of the tailgate, we'll see. I'm shooting for somewhere in the September to mid-October range. In theory, is sort of what I'm shooting for the game. Steelers game would be cool if that fits in. Cowboys game would be cool. Patriots game was awesome last year, but I'd love to mix it up if we can. So, yeah, tailgate options, any of those would be cool. But like I said, we'll let the gods figure all that out coming up in due time. And our boy Indy Jets, was not a fan of Joe the Jet. Wow. Get this Allen wannabe out of here. Well, he did leave. Indy Jets, a member for 7 months, not a fan of Joe the Jet. Hey, I'm all cool with different opinions coming up here on this program. You know, different strokes, different folks, and all the like. So that was different. But good Lord, a floor for the Jets is 3 wins. Oh, Jesus. Good night. I didn't anticipate that on schedule release day. Hey, buddy, floor 3 wins. Jesus. Good Lord. All right. Well, appreciate you keeping it a buck, as the kids say, keeping it 100. Hey, by the way, shout out here. We got Alan gifting some memberships. Okay, Alan. Hey, now. There you go, Alan. Way to get involved. Love it, baby, my boy. Now, by the way, I heard some great stories about you from Jim the Man-Child Lurch. And either everyone in the universe has been mispronouncing your name and you haven't said it. When he referenced you, he keeps calling you Alon. And Scotty also calls you Alon. Like, that seems to, Lurch apparently knows you personally, so I've been calling you Alan this entire time, and sorry, my apologies. Well, we were telling stories yesterday. I said, oh, man, you know Alan. He went, Alon? I'm like, I guess so. He was talking about you yesterday, so we're sharing some Alon stories yesterday. You're an interesting cat, Alon. You had some funny stories to tell about you. Speaking of, Dan, the Jets fan 21 just got a membership from Alon. That's very nice. All Sports Carlos, Benny Baboon, Nate A, Brian Edwards. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Alon. Yes, he's on the show. I'll put in your 5 here, Lon, because I don't know if we've had any other ones from you earlier this month, but I'll double check that in a little bit. So appreciate it. All right, let's jump over to the phone lines here. Oh, boy. We got hashtag New York Forever, Johnny Boy here on the show. What's up, Johnny?
Bing bong.
There he is.
Hey, last time you wore that jersey, what happened, bro?
Well, actually, this jersey I have not worn yet this series. Now, you may see it and say, okay, let me give you a chance. Do you know, let's see, okay, number 20 for the Celtics. You know whose jersey this is?
A bum.
Well, it's not Ray Allen because I'm a cheap bastard. So last time I went to TD Garden, I went to the clearance rack, found a Gordon Hayward jersey for $3. So that's actually what this is. So sorry, didn't get the Sugar Ray Allen one. I went with Gordon Hayward instead. So I thought I'd dust that off for the important Paramount game tonight. That's got to flip the series, probably. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely, most definitely will.
Oh, good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait for the game tonight. It'll be exciting. You know. So.
Yeah. I don't know if it will be for you, but I appreciate the chutzpah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you might not be wearing Celtics gear anymore for the rest of the.
Apparently, yeah, that's what Chef Kevin
squad.
Gilbert said. The next calendar year, if they lose, so that would be oof. That'd be tough.
Hey, when that kid came on,
Joe,
I seriously missed Easy's takes, man.
Wow, that's okay. That's wow.
You know, so like it's scheduled release day. We need to be excited, need to be hyped up.
I would think, yeah.
You know, like it is what it is. We're starting 0-0. Again, we have no idea what this regime is going to do. We don't know. We don't know. Like the Morstead stuff. I love Morstead. You know, seeing Morstead run after a punt and doing all the antics that he did, being the way like he was jacked for a punter, right? And then coming onto your show and showing love to the fan base. I mean, did I want him back? Yeah, but at the same time, if Glenn and them wanted to go another route, then it is what it is. You know, I'm continuing to back this regime up until they prove me wrong.
That's a good way to do it.
I'm hyped, man. Like 3, dude's bugging, man. Like
I look at the schedule and I don't see, like, for instance, if we're just being unbiased, right? Unbiased Jet fans, let's lay this out. You tell me if this is a winnable game. The Panthers, that sounds winnable. The Saints, we don't know who the hell their starting quarterback is. That sounds like a possibility. I'm just going to skim through the ones that are winnable games here. Browns, come on, man.
3.
We're already at 3. We didn't mention any of the Jacksonville, Atlanta.
4,
like, I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? And that's just some off the top of the head. There's even more. Like that's the Broncos or some of these other teams are impossible opponents. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get it. You know, maybe that he's just anti-New York Jets and he might be an actual Joe the Bill fan, right?
Well, he could be. Totally possible. So, I should have vetted that out as a possibility. Yeah.
But let's get hyped, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Those videos yesterday. Shout out to Nate because Nate, you know, he put me onto those videos. So shout you out, Nate.
Yeah.
Seeing Sherwood in one of those videos and the way he controlled the locker room, being the leader.
Oh my God.
I was like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
He was hyped up.
He was hyped up, and he was also taking blame for the way they were playing.
He did, yeah. He blamed it. He didn't just throw everyone else out. 100%. He said, "Hey, man, it starts with me." He made that very clear.
You know, so seeing that, and you're like, okay, I get it. You know, because everybody was questioning the reasoning behind Sherwood at one point. Like, you know, that they thought the regime was going to get rid of him. They didn't think he was going to be here and whatnot, but he is, and I'm hyped for the dude. So, last thing I'll say is this: orange and blue skies all day. It's bing bong, and let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks.
Beautiful, Johnny. Thank you so much. And for your bing bong, you may want to bing bong puff puff pass, pal, because it's not over. It's not over. Anywho, let's go to another Knicks fan. We got Scotty here on the show. Scotty Mayhem. There you go, Scotty.
First, Paul, let me just say, I love the bet with you and Kevin. I don't have to see the green for a year. Freaking amazing. I love you, Paul, but that shirt, and swing your hat around because my hat is all JET Jets. No, that's just wrong. So I do want to make the fan base even happier after that.
Please.
Joe the anti-Jet take. I loved his Mets. I loved his Nick take.
Okay.
Absolutely love those takes by Joe the Jet. Joe the anti-Jet needs to change his name because that's just freaking ridiculous. But I want to make a bet with you because Kevin made a bet, but I want to raise the stakes because it's not fair. You're down 3-1. We already know.
That's true. 100%. That's true.
I mean, I applaud you for sticking by your team. Alon, on the other hand, has already jumped. If you take a look at the chat,
has he?
Already on.
Jesus.
He's already left you and Pop in the rear.
What the hell?
Yeah, ask Matthias what he did. He's already on to the Indiana Pacers. He's already rooting against the Pacers. But here's the bet.
All right.
This is not a dollar bin shirt. This is a throwback. Let's see. Let me stand up here. So you can
sure.
see it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This is a throwback Allen Houston jersey. Definitely worth a couple $100.
Ooh.
I will ship it to you.
Oh, boy.
If the Knicks, my bet with you is the Knicks are going to win the championship. Not that they're going to win this series.
Okay.
You have to wear this shirt. You have to take this shirt out, which I will mail to you. You mail me back some Jet memorabilia. We'll do a jersey, Knick jersey swap. But you have to wear this shirt over the next year from the date that the Knicks win the championship. Whenever I ask you to put the shirt on,
I see.
You have to put the Knick jersey on, but they have to win the championship.
The whole thing. Well,
a swap, a jersey swap.
So first off, I agree because Mama didn't raise no bitch. I'm in. So number one. Bing. Number two, I would say that the latest odds have the Knicks as the Eastern Conference favorite to win the whole conference and represent. And they have the second best odds to win the whole championship, according to the latest Vegas odds, only behind OKC. So let's see what happens. So I'm in another bet. Boop! I'm a betting man today. A virtual handshake.
1 year. You got to wear the Knicks jersey.
365 days. How long is that? Yeah, come on. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. I'm not going to make you wear it every day, but you're going
whenever you want. Hey, the power is up to you. I appreciate you're not making me do like a full New York Knicks back tattoo or something. So I mean, I can. We could do the jersey, sure. And again, I will have it in some special case, and it'll be a. When you say, Paul, the time has come, you'll say whatever our safe word is. And,
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, and I'll be like, Joel, and then Knicks. And people are going to go, nice.
You're going to make everybody in Jet Nation who are Knicks fans extremely happy.
Hey, it's been a long time. 1973 is the last time you bastards won a championship, for God's sake. So, yeah, yes, now, I'm in.
For Pop, there's a different shirt that we're going to get for Pop.
Oh, boy.
That'll be an orange and blue 0.0 with the Knicks championship on the back.
That would be hilarious.
Special order just for Pop.
Oh, please do.
Let's talk about Joe the anti-Jet take, which is absolutely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. My floor is the wild card, but this is the analytics part of this that I really want the Jet Nation to go take a look at, okay?
Okay.
First of all, look, we had a top 5 roster. That's not me saying it. That's like
correct.
5 experts, top experts saying it. And look at how bad we were with bad coaching.
Just
right?
awful. Yeah.
So good coaching, and I believe not just AG. I think AG has surrounded himself with really, really top-notch young guys who are hungry, all of whom are going to be from the Aaron Glenn tree. They're going to all be looking for their own opportunities to move on beyond what they are. We are going to win floor 9 games, ceiling 11-12. I think it is going to be a growth year, but I think that people are absolutely discounting a few things. Number one, the coaching. I think coaching makes all the difference in the world, more in this sport than in any other sport. Baseball, what do you do as a manager, right? You put your starting lineup out there, and you can't even do what you used to do with pitching with the matchups. You got to leave your relievers in for an inning, right?
Right.
So baseball, no. Basketball, a little bit more. A little more strategy, matchups, but nothing like football. So this team is going to grow this year by leaps and bounds because of the coaching staff. You're going to see the offensive coordinator and the head coach and the rest of the team, this Chris Banjo on special teams, they're going to be an epiphany for us. We've had 3 years of hell. The worst coaching staff in football. And look at what it got us. We had a great roster. I don't care what anybody wants to say about Joe Douglas. We had a top roster and we had shit coaching. So now with good coaching, I think what you're going to see, first of all, people are totally underestimating Justin Fields. He is starting to show that he can be a lot more than what he was with Chicago. That offensive line was atrocious. They gave him no weapons. He was literally athletic quarterbacks in the league. And if they can just balance their, wide receivers a little bit more, I would love to get, who I love, Keenan Allen. I think we're going to be one of the biggest increases in wins this year than any other team. So that's it, Paul. I couldn't listen to the anti-jet anymore. All right, so that's where we're going. Wild card or even better. It's going to be about Buffalo. We'll see how good they are, but I think we're going to be fighting for not just the playoffs, but for the division this year.
Beautiful. Love it, Scotty. And go New York, go. Go ahead.
I just want to say I'm not sure we're going to win tonight. I think you guys are champions. I think it's game 6. I much rather win at home, but if we win tonight, I'm all about it. I just think that the Celtics are not laying down. They're too good, and you're going to get their best shot. So Jalen will be ready. Jalen and the crew will be ready.
I think so too. Scotty, thanks for the call, man, and bet accepted. And boy, I wonder what would happen if we put Scotty and Joe the Jet in a room. Joe the Jet, floor 3 wins, ceiling maybe 5. And then Scotty, floor wild card, ceiling Super Bowl. Like, whoa, what happens if I get those 2 guys in the room, huh? All right, I like it. There you go. I feel like John Gruden doing the, yeah, man, let me tell you. I feel a little bit of that action happening. All right, we got 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's keep the train rolling because I believe this next caller, was offended by something that was stated earlier. And he was driven by that offensiveness to call into the show. Well, just wants to call into the show to say hi to me. Who wouldn't, for God's sakes? But let's go to Floor Lily here. Boy, I heard a sweeping of the Yankees. Oh, boy. Wow.
What made you say that, Paul?
I don't know. It's just a funny feeling I got as we're doing it. Oh, boy. Wow.
You see my green Yankee hat? I'm representing
I like that. That's
the
a
Jets
nice color.
and the Yankees here. And anybody who thinks the Yankees are going to get swept, I don't know. You're high. But whatever. Paul, I have a question for you. You're not a Red Sox fan, are you? Please tell me you're not a Red Sox fan.
Oh, guilty as charged.
Oh, God, Paul, you're going down the totem pole here with me. Jesus.
I know. Well, here's the thing. You know what? Obviously, I have to bow down to the Yankee thing. Come on, man. Look at the million championships you guys won during the Great Depression, for God's sakes. If we just take a gander at the 21st century and we just start stacking them up, we got 2009. Oh, that was a good one, and then you go 2004, 2007, 2013, 2019. I mean, we're kind of stacking them up here. Yankees, you got to do some catching up. You know what I mean? Like, what's going
catching up? Are you even in double digits yet? I think we got 27.
Hey, we're working on the numbers here, man.
No, but anyway.
Yeah.
First of all, call out to, I don't know, but because I am a Yankee fan.
Of course.
Cabrera blew out his ankle the other night. And I feel bad for him and Tatum and but all those guys. I mean,
you hate seeing injuries.
You hate to see crap like that.
Yeah,
but anyway. As far as the Jets, definitely taking the over. I love the video you showed this morning. Absolutely love them. I think the regime is just on the right path. I was looking at the schedule. Actually, my company has an office in London, so my boss is a huge Jet fan, so might be going to that game. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Might be expense paid trip to London for me.
Hey, baby. So, if you do, make sure I'm looking for a full report coming out because I obviously have never gone. That would be amazing.
Because he was all excited. He saw the schedule come out. He goes, okay, it's whatever that October 12th game is like against Denver. It's like, okay, he can't get the approval this early, but he's hoping over the summer to get the approval.
Yeah, get it early. Let's put that in right now.
We both have employees there, so it's kind of like there's a reason to actually go there.
Oh my God, that'd be sick.
So I'm looking forward to that. But as I was looking at the schedule, and obviously I'm just looking at the opponents.
Of course, right.
I'm seeing 8 to 10 wins. is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
That's what
You
I'm
just see
looking
some
at.
of these opponents, and I just don't get it. That's what gets me. If it was the hardest schedule in football, and we have Chiefs, Eagles, all this stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm still a believer, but I would understand if all of a sudden you crap the. You look at the NFC South. What are we talking about here on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
list? I don't know. Different strokes, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that you know. But by the way, you should get those two into a call at the anti-jet
Oh
and
my
Scotty.
gosh,
That'd
I'm
be
looking forward to
hilarious.
that. Yeah.
So I'm in the middle. I think we can get there. I think we got a shot at the wild card. I just like the coaching staff a lot better. To be honest with you, and I
No,
like the
me
players
too.
like they do. I wasn't crazy about the Morstead move, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to question it, but
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'll let you know about the tailgate. As soon as it comes out. Like I said, my brother has tailgates
Yeah, baby.
every game too. So at
Oh, that's
J13.
so cool.
So I usually go
Yeah.
back. I'm in Dallas, but I usually go back for a game or two. So we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. So,
Hey,
but
that'd
yeah, but
be awesome. I hope we
all
get to
you
make
Met
that
fans,
happen.
all you Met fans, yeah. By the way, how's what's his face doing out there in right field? How many errors has he made? And was he crying about not having somebody behind him? Oh, I want Judge back. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just had to throw that in.
I
Yeah,
love
let me
it.
know when you
Hey.
guys actually win a World Series, okay? All you Met fans.
I love this. I've been villain all day long. So if someone else sharing the light, feel free. Yes, absolutely.
Right, and I think the Knicks will win one of these three. By the way, let me ask you a question: what would
Okay.
be worse, the Knicks blowing this 3-1 lead without Tatum, okay, with the Celtics playing, or the Red Sox or the Yankees blowing the
Oh, the
lead of
2004 3-0, right? Yeah. I mean, and especially because, like, so for instance, I saw this earlier, so might as well bring it up because if it ends, who cares? Three siblings earlier goes, who are the Celtics? I'm already looking at the Pacers series, right? But I've heard other Knicks fans say that, and they're all just like, this is over, pass the biscuits. So, oh my God, for that to actually happen, I think it would be the only way it would have been better than 2004 to me is if the Celtics actually went down 3-0 because it's never happened in history. And then for that 3-0 to come back, like 3-1, it's unlikely, but 13 teams have done
It's
it. So
done.
like
It's happened.
yeah,
Yeah, it has
right.
happened.
It's
Yeah, it has
happened.
happened.
Right. Yeah. So
Right.
3-7 exists. It's over. All caps. So see, there you go. But yeah, so if it was 3-0, it'd be worse. I'm sure it'll go up there though. For forever in Knicks history to have gotten this
it
close
would.
to the sun after all this BS, and it's so hard to get back there every year. Oh boy.
Yeah.
They'll never forget it. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
I
Anyway,
can't
all
wait.
right. Take care.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, schedule comes out tonight, folks. So here's how it all works as we put a bow on this show. Thank you, everybody, for the good fun during this Knicks Celtics series. No matter how far it goes, it could end tonight. We'll see what happens. But it's been a lot of fun going back and forth. This random splash in the middle of the Jets offseason's been awesome. So it's playoff basketball is better when the Knicks are relevant and meaningful. So that's cool. Couple of quick things. 500 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers. So the more you guys like the video and hit subscribe and all that jazz, baby, the more this show gets in front of other Jet fans. So feel free. That'd be awesome. Number 2, Jet schedule comes out tonight. We have a Boy Green tailgate sign-up sheet. It's in the YouTube description down below. If you have any interest, again, this does not lock it in. Okay? This does not lock it in at all. Okay? But if you have any remote interest in either going just to the tailgate with me or the Jets game, click the sign-up sheet down in the YouTube description down below. Fill out your first and last name. If you're interested in Jets tickets, how many tickets? If you're interested in the Jets tailgate, how many tickets? And a point of contact, because as soon as I know the price of game, the price of tailgate, who the opponent's going to be, and all that jazz, I'm going to be reaching out to you guys to see if you're still in for 2 tickets, 3 tickets, 4 tickets, or whatever you're in. So we'll know the game here very shortly. We'll know the full schedule tonight, and then we're going to pick it and all that jazz. So, guys, make sure you hit the sign-up sheet. Before the show started, we had 63 Jets tickets committed. We'll see how many are there when we know the game and all that jazz. So I can't wait. Again, all the food will be catered by Chef Kevin Gilbert. We'll have the drinks provided for you. We're going to have a lot of gizmos, games, and all that jazz. I can't wait. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy. And we will see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily, a full recap of the Jets schedule. I might have a quick video out tonight on shorter form on YouTube, TikTok, and all those things to react to the schedule. But we'll do a full flower show on that Thursday morning, and then we'll pick our top 5 favorite games on Thursday at 3 o'clock. Can't wait. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you. Peace.